What's up, everybody? My name is David. You're listening to the last podcast, and you guessed it, I'm your host. And where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. If you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you continue to find tips, ideas, and value from listening to this podcast that will enhance your life. Well, I know you hear the noise. I'm actually in my car and I'm recording this. I wanted to put this podcast out yesterday. It's labeled You 2.0. And one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because I don't know about you, but I think this would be beneficial to all those who've been stuck in a rut, who has been stuck in a career and they wanted change but just didn't know where to go or how to do it or where to begin, or just for some people to realize that, life has been somewhat mediocre. You're living in a life where it's basically okay, but you know that you are meant to do more. You're meant to be more, and I think that we get to a part in our life, or a certain period of our life, where we have to actually start assessing, how we live, or what we do, doing certain reflections in our life to see how the past has brought us to where we are right now, and are we happy? And you have to ask yourself some questions like that. Hey, life is good up until now, but I feel that there's just more to life. There's more than what I'm doing. And for me, if you've been listening to this podcast, I recently lost my wife last month, and I've had to ask myself several hard questions as to what do I do? Where do I go from here? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? And a slew of other questions that I had to sit down and start doing some soul searching, because all the kids are grown. I'm by myself right now, and I say to myself, what is it that I want to do with the rest of my life? So if you ever come to that point and say, oh, well, I know there's more to life than this, but where do I go? Where do I start? What do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do. So I think the first thing you have to do is ask yourself those questions. What is it that you like to do? What is it? Do you have any old dreams that you had in the past and you just brushed them off because life got in the way? I think maybe it's time to sit down and look at those old dreams, dust them off, take them off the shelf, and look and see if they are worth pursuing. That's the first thing. And then you have to start asking yourself and be real brutally honest with yourself about what it is that you want to accomplish. What would make you happy? What would get you up early in the morning and get you to go to bed late at night? I mean, something that you might be passionate about, but oh, well, I'm passionate about this, but it just doesn't pay the bills. Well, is there a way that you can find out if your passion can grow and into something that can actually support you financially? These are definitely questions that you just don't sit down and think about. You have to put thought to paper. You have to write it out. You have to look at what you've done up to this point, and you have to look at what things you can sacrifice, because if you're going to do anything worthwhile doing, you're going to be making sacrifices. I can tell you that off the bat. So you have to ask yourself, what is it that I'm going to be sacrificing? If you are, let's say like me, sometimes you come home, you're so dead tired, you just want to get in front of the TV, or you just want to get in front of a good book and read, and that's fine. That's all great. But when you talk about changing, and defining a new way of life for yourself, those old habits have to die hard. You have to clip them. You have to redefine what you want to do with your spare time, no matter how tired you are. Now, I haven't had a regular job in years. I've earned money various different ways, whether it's eBay, Poshmark, whether it's Etsy, or, my own website selling stuff. I love being an entrepreneur. But now, even being an insurance agent. But now it's time to say, okay, where do I want to go? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? And how big can I make an impact in others? For me, that's what it's all about. Touching the lives of other people. Making an impact, helping them change their lives. So you have to ask yourself some serious questions. Okay, what do I want to do from here? What have I done to get me to this point? What could I do better? Because you may have to pick up some new skills. And don't be afraid to do that, because you're going to learn along the way. All the skills that you've learned in the past got you to this point. Now you need to learn some new skills to take you to another level in your life. And I know that for my own life. I realize, okay, my skills has brought me to this point, and there are times where I can make good money, and there's times where, I might be lazy and lax off, and, okay, I made a few thousand there, I'm going to relax for maybe a month or so. That's my downfall. I don't know what your downfall is, but basically you have to say to yourself, am I a go-getter? Do I have enough energy within my day to pursue something new on the side? Do I want to start that new business? Do I want to learn or go back to school? What it is, you can go to school, and right now in this day and time, you could learn anything off the internet, go to school on the internet. You could do everything practically on the internet. Whatever it is that you want to learn, however it is that you want to grow, meet new people. Now, again, what you've been doing got you to this point so far. Now it's probably time to meet new people to take you a little further. And all the people that came with you this far, they may have to drop off. Some might stick with you, some may not. That's okay. Because what I've learned, people are in our lives for a season. And in every season, there's a necessary ending. There's a beginning to something, and there's a necessary ending. Not everybody is made to be in our lives forever. So you got that good friend. You guys have been, or girls been hooking up, and you've been enjoying each other's lives, and that's great. Now it's time to move forward and take your life to a new level. You may have to drop some people, but whoever is supposed to be in your life will remain in your life, and whoever needs to be dropped will drop. Because not everybody's going to be happy for you that you're making a new stance and you're redefining your life. Not everybody's going to understand that. One of the reasons why is because of jealousy. They're not doing anything new in their own lives. So they don't want to see you do anything new in yours. That's fine. You can let them stay where they are. They are comfortable, but you're not. You have that nagging feeling that something is, you're supposed to do something more magical, a whole lot bigger in your life. You are meant to do more. You are meant to be more. You know that feeling that I'm talking about that's deep down inside your soul and in your spirit. So those people will drop off. And then after you figure out what it is that you want to do, now you have to put action to it. You don't have to quit your job, but you could take a little time and sacrifice your spare time to learn and grow in a new way. Because let's face it, that's what life is all about. Life is all about moving forward. Life is all about growing. Life is all about experiencing new experiences. You know, we're going to feel the pain. We're going to feel the heartache. We're going to feel the sorrow. But we're going to also feel the joy, the happiness, the growth. You know, you can't have the good without the bad. But it's okay, because, you know, when things are bad, when things are hard, you just got to realize that these things shall pass. Well, I really wanted to talk to all the people who feel that life was meant to be so much more. It is. Because we only stop us. You know, you can grow beyond your fondest dreams, your wildest dreams. Your imagination is much larger than you can imagine. Start picking up new things. Start reading new books. Start learning new ways of doing things. It's up to you. You gotta want it and then go after and get it. You can do it. Everything that you need is already inside of you. You have seeds that have not had the opportunity to germinate yet. But when you start to water those seeds, God will not only give you more water to water those seeds, but He will actually give you the increase. He will put the people in your life that need to be put in your life. And they may not last forever, but they're there for that season to help you move forward and grow. Losing my wife was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. And in the very beginning, I didn't know how I was going to cope. I didn't know how, and felt like, you know, life was ending for me as well. But I felt that just a couple of years ago too, with my sister. My wife and my sister were the most, and my grandmother were the most influential women in my life. They've given me more strength than you can imagine. But they're no longer here. But guess what? Their love, their joy, they still live with me in my heart. And I'll carry them with me everywhere I go. And every milestone and every ladder that I climb, I will know that I'm climbing it with them as well. I don't know what motivates you, but you have to find out what will motivate you to move forward and grow to new heights in your life. You got to find out where that why is, what that why is, and how you gain access to that why when the time is right. Because there's going to be times when you don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like getting up. You don't feel like starting this new business. You don't feel like starting this new class. But you got to find that why that will kickstart you and get you moving forward no matter what. Because that's what it's all about. Getting knocked down and getting back up. You gotta keep getting up no matter what. So I really had that message and I wanted to share it with you guys. Again, my name is Dave and you're listening to the last podcast where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I really appreciate you guys listening, and if you want to conversate with me, please hit me up at the last podcast 443@gmail.com. And don't forget to listen to Poetry Friday. We'll have a new poem that we'll say. And if you guys have some poems that you want to write and you want to hear it online or on the show, basically send me an email. You can even send me the recording with you reading that poem, and I'll play it for Poetry Friday. Again, my name is Dave. You're listening to the last podcast. You guys take care and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.